Hi, this is Coach Alex from the Actors Channel. I'm an award-winning director, choreographer, actor, playwright, and acting coach. For over 25 years, I've worked in theater and film and TV in New York City, West Coast, Hawaii, Europe, and South America. I've written and produced off-Broadway plays, I've directed over 150 productions, and have taught in many performing arts academies, summer programs, colleges, and universities around the world. My students have been seen on films, television, Broadway, national tours, and regional theater. A performer's life is demanding. With the ever-changing industry, I've always wanted to build a fun, educational, interactive platform for performers to gain tips, advice, inspiration, and lessons in a positive light. And this is why I've created the Actors Channel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Entertainment Buzz. It is the best day of the week, Friday again. And I hope you enjoyed that teaser video because we have an amazing guest today. He is, you're going to love him. He is full of so much information, super talented. He's been seen all across the silver screen and in tons of shows that you know, just like Orange is the New Black, Law and Order, Kimmy Schmidt, New York Undercover, Saturday Night Live. We need to welcome Alex Perez to the show. Writer, director, choreographer. Oh my gosh.
Hi, Jimmy from the block.
Hello.
Hi. Guess what? I'm not Alex. No.
You're not Alex. No,
Not at all.
You're too yellow.
No, yeah, he went to get a bottle of water or something, and I don't even know. But I just wanted to say my love because I love you and I watch your show, and I'm really excited to be here.
Well, thank you so much. We're so happy to have you on the show with Alex, and I have to say, you're really handsome.
Oh well. No one's ever said that about me before.
Oh, well, I'm the first. I love it. That blue nose. Hey, Alex.
That boy loves to take over. He loves to take over a lot. So
I see you have some competition there.
Thespius has a brain of his own, you know. So. How are you? Hi, Jenny.
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am so happy to be here, friend. I'm so happy to just share with you. I've been watching your show and seeing everything you've been doing. It's been so nice that you've been so resourceful and creative throughout these beautiful times. And,
thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and it's really nice to just see creativity flowing and everybody going on their creative journeys. So it's really nice to see that from you and share that with you as well. So.
Thank you so much, and thanks for coming out to join us. I mean, I feel the same about you. You have an amazing career behind you and ahead of you, but during this time, you've equally been super creative. And you definitely caught our attention.
We have to be, you know, as artists, we are always finding ways to sort of make sure that we're getting everything across no matter what the circumstances. And, I think as artists, I think we're born with that innate thing to always work with adversity.
Absolutely.
And work with challenges all the time. So it's really wonderful to see how many artists are flourishing and creating and not just sitting back.
Absolutely.
So it's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, we can never be bored. That's for sure. Our brains just don't let us.
Oh God, no. God, no.
I'm like, what you're relaxing and binge watching? Oh, I wish.
Yeah, no, I did that. Actually, I did that for about a good month.
Yeah.
And then I said, no more.
Yeah, right. You start to feel guilty or restless. I have restless hands. Yep. So, Alex, we have so much to talk about. I don't know how you do everything that you do. You're a writer, a director, a singer, a dancer, a choreographer, an actor, a coach. You started the Actors Channel. Do you have clones?
Yes. No.
It's Thespius. Thespius is helping you out, right?
Yeah, and I actually, it'd be really great to clone just to be able to not have to experience half of the stuff that I have to
Oh my goodness, right?
No, but it's part of it is just, a main thing was having great teachers when I was young who taught me how to multitask and always instilled in me that I needed to learn a lot more well-rounded subjects and material in order to succeed as an artist. So when I was very young, I had an opportunity to be in plays, but also be involved in the behind the scenes work. And I really fell in love with directing and choreographing. And I've been directing and choreographing since I was in grammar school. Teachers trusted me with material, and even throughout high school, I was always choreographing and directing, and that led me to a very, very early start in my career as a teenager, and an off-Broadway career. By the time I was 17, I was already choreographing off-Broadway shows. So it was intense. It was an intense.
That's incredible. So you do have a very heavy theatrical background.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about that. I mean, if someone looks at your website, which we're going to provide on the show today, and looks at your resume, you've done, you've got great stuff on there. You've done a lot of shows. You've been in the Oz, you've been associated with Cats, you've been, I mean, the list goes on. I would sit here reading forever if I read my list. Tell us about some of the projects you worked on, maybe what the highlight of your theatrical career has been. Rent, that's another great one. Oh my gosh, so many.
Yeah. Theatrically, well, like I said, since I was a teen, I've been involved in a lot of community theater when I first started as a kid, and a lot of local shows. Luckily, living right outside, in the New York City area was really great because it gave me access to a lot of New York opportunities. So by the time that I was 17, not only was I choreographing a show for an off-Broadway run, but I was also going out there and auditioning and dancing and doing a lot of all the things. And that led me to just working either behind the scenes or in front of the camera or on stage. Rent was a wonderful show that I've been involved with a lot of different times. I've been in regional productions of it. I've also directed about 5 or 6 different versions of it. So it's just been a constant, and building and moving on to the next thing.
Wow, you have such a fun life. Listen, it's a lot of hard work, but that's just so much fun. So you basically started out on both sides, in front of the camera or the audience, and behind the stage.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting because when I was a kid, when you're a kid and you're an artist, all you're ever thinking about is, I want to be, famous, or I want to be, I want to be the next Michael Jackson, or I want to be the next, and I was so happy that the things happened to me in my life the way they did, because since I was exposed to it at an early age, by the time I hit my mid-20s, I actually fell in love with teaching. And that was a whole other avenue that I took. So I taught in a lot of universities and schools and high schools, and I ran a musical theater program for teens.
Awesome.
And for about 15 years, I was also managing a teaching life.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and it was insane. At one point, I got hired to work at a high school, and I was contracted. And I was working in the high school during the day and performing in an off-Broadway show at night.
That's crazy.
So I was doing 8 shows a week, and then during the day, I would run home, work on, homework, checking papers and grades and testing, running a theater program. It was probably the busiest.
The key word there, 20s.
Yeah. And that is a key that has been lost so long ago. I will probably never find that key.
That's okay. You've built such a great foundation. So
yeah, really. No, we don't talk about that. But what's great is that avenue helped me build this with the Actors Channel, because since COVID happened and everything started getting shut down, I've always wanted to develop a channel that people can go to no matter what age or range or however developed you are as an artist, that you can sort of tap into it and find ways to educate yourself and at the same time have fun, go back to what it is to be passionate and really love what you do, And, I sat with myself after that 1 month of binging television, and I said, I've always wanted to develop a Sesame Street meets Saturday Night Live type of thing, but for actors.
Right.
And so I've been writing a lot of materials and a lot of characters that I've had in my back pocket for so many years. And
how fun.
And this was the time. This was the time to merge it and make it happen. So
right.
it was a little, voila moment for me, which is kind of nice.
That's amazing. And in some ways, for some people, this has been a very therapeutic and creative time, because it has freed up time for you to kind of pull those dreams out to the surface and make them, turn them into a reality.
Yeah, a lot of us like to chase dreams, and some of us like to create those dreams.
Right.
And so, yeah.
So how does one become as well-rounded as you said you are? You don't even have to say it. It's in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. So you had teachers, obviously, that motivated you to do that. But what kind of training came along with that? Because,
sure.
I mean, I'm an actor, and that's pretty much it. I'm an actor, I'm a host, but I can't sing or dance or, all that kind of stuff. It takes a lot of training to be good at all of that.
Listen, you can sing as long as you sing in the key of you.
La, 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 la.
There you go. Hit record. You know why?
Hey,
because
I don't sound too bad when I sing Piano Man. I'm just saying.
Listen,
my favorite song.
Many people have many hit records that can't do it. So no one should be omitted from this beautiful source of singing.
Okay, there's hope.
No, but I was, I grew up playing piano. So I was already very musically inclined. I started piano lessons when I was 3 or 4, and not because I was forced. It was just something that I loved. Nice. And now I'm really going to date myself, but I grew up at a perfect time when MTV just came onto the scene.
Okay.
And so for me, I would go home after school and watch music videos. And of course, I was very much heavily influenced by watching music videos, the Michael Jacksons and the Princes and the Madonnas of that era. And what they did, and what they did very well, was storytell. So they didn't just do music videos, but they told you stories. And I was so captivated by that it inspired me to say, oh, I want to tell my stories too. And so, I grew up doing local talent shows, dancing like Michael Jackson and all these kinds of things. And I felt the buzz and that energy of being in a crowded room and people applauding when you're like 8 or 9 years old. There's something that, the body and the mind just says, oh, wow, this is for me. This, you feel
it. You just know, right? Yeah, you just know. Yeah, for me, it was a slower process. Mm-hmm. I actually used to be pretty shy, and I had to, in high school, I asked my drama teacher to help me break out of that. And it was like, make me the host of every event possible, because I need to face this fear,
Aren't teachers amazing? At least good
they
teachers.
Are. They really are.
When they believe in you, it's one of the most impassionate things that you'll do, and you'll never forget them for the rest of your lives.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that.
Absolutely. Who was your teacher? Who inspired you?
That particular teacher, his name was Mr. McCarthy, and that was at Monsignor Scanlon High School in the Bronx.
Yes,
he was
Mr.
amazing.
McCarthy.
Yes, he was my
great.
history teacher, but he was also the drama teacher for the school, and he was just amazing. He's like, I don't have any doubts that you can do it. Of course you can do it. Here you go. And he just handed me assignments. And it was a challenge. I wasn't the most outgoing person at the time, but it helped me face the fear. But it's okay, because I was in a private Catholic school anyway, and the nuns would never have put up with my show today. Yeah. They'd be like, no, that's way too much personality.
But you know what? Most people, especially in the arts, especially actors, most of them are shy.
You're right.
They want their anonymity. They want that, reclusiveness. And it's really when a camera or a light turns on that everything just kind of like pops for them. So
you're right. I agree with that. And I think it's because we're thinking so much, I think in images. So I'm constantly analyzing things before I make decisions. I play the movie in my head. So I play the movie this way, then I play it that way. And then I just kind of see which outcome I like better. And then I'm
Absolutely.
creating stories. Like I'm always having inner dialogue, you know. So
I'm always having inner dialogue too.
yep. So you understand. I feel so bad because sometimes my husband's talking to me and I'm like, oh wait a minute, I'm listening to myself right now. Hold on a second.
I do the same thing. I do this. I can't tell you how many times a day I say, huh?
Yeah.
What? Because I'm,
Yes.
I'm just somewhere else. But you know,
Yeah.
as artists, we do that. You know,
I know we do.
that's
So
our human
did you
nature.
take did you take dance classes too and
Yep.
singing lessons?
Yeah, and I didn't really go into that until I was a teenager.
Okay.
I started a little late compared to what a normal, you know, dancer's career is like. Because I always did a lot of hip hop and street funk. You know, that's I worked my way into choreography doing a lot of street dance.
Well, you're a Queens boy, right?
Yeah,
Hey,
you got
it comes
you
with the
gotta like
territory.
you gotta do all the little
Yeah, I
hopping,
know, but I have to say I'm from the Bronx and I'm really bad at it.
But yeah, I mean, listen, again, dating myself, but I grew up, you know, at a time where kids if they wanted to fight out in the street and duke it out, it was about putting out a piece of cardboard and dancing.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And it was about
Mhm.
battling for turf and battling for
Yes.
ownership of who your people are and who your street are by dancing. There was never a thing about violence. It was more about who danced better.
Well, I don't know. In the Bronx, it was both.
Well, listen,
And then
I didn't hang
sometimes,
out those streets.
you know, it was so true. You said though, the battles, like the music battle. So we grew up at a different time. I explained to my son, he's a musician himself and he loves acting. But I tell him, you know, when I was a teenager, people would actually rent like, you know, the halls in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
What do you call them? They're associated with I can't think of it right now. But they're all like, you know, venues that you can rent in the neighborhood. And they would literally rent them, make flyers, invite all the teenagers in the neighborhood to come to watch each other battle. So they would, it was like the start of hip hop, and they would start rhyming and, you know, we'd make a circle around them and we'd cheer the one we like. But the scary thing is that it was the Bronx, and sometimes it ended up in a brawl. You know,
the dancing was a cover. It was just all a cover. See, I only stayed for the dancing, and then I went.
Hey, you were smart. Yeah, I was pretty smart too. I'm like, okay, they're done. It's time to go. Yeah.
But yeah, we used to take over roller skating rinks and bowling alleys. I mean, parking lots. That's what it was about.
Wait a minute, you're from Queens, so did you go to Skate Key in the Bronx?
I do. I remember that place, but never. No,
because it was so popular.
I was in Jersey at that point.
Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah, it was such a fun music place and you know, skating and dancing, and then it turned into a shootout place. So I don't know, but I'm sure it's much better now if it still exists.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna cut to a commercial break, and we'll be right back with the amazing Alex Perez. Stay tuned, everyone.
At Duke Energy, we deliver electricity and so much more, like free home energy assessments, rebates for energy-saving improvements, payment options to help you better manage your budget, and even bill credits for helping the community use less energy. So no matter what you're doing, we can help you make better energy choices every day. It's just another way we bring power to your life. How much can you save?
Alex!
That was quick.
Yeah, I told you. Did you notice anything in the commercial?
I saw a jumping child. That's what I saw.
She's amazing, actually. She's a little actress. Her name's Tegan. That was one of my commercials.
Oh, really? You know what? I went for that water break.
Oh, that was fast.
It was a very fast one.
So tell us about your film and television work too, because you're one of those actors that has been fortunate enough to do theater, TV, and film, commercials. Like you're doing it all. So tell us about the film and TV.
Well, that was the thing. Before I went into teaching, I started to dabble with film, and I missed it so much. So after about 15 years of straight teaching, I decided that it was important for me to follow my other passion that I had, which was film and television. So, I did like everyone else did and sort of pounded the pavement. The only thing that was different was that I had a very heavy theater background, and I think doing theater helped me so much with film and television because it's two completely different worlds.
Right.
And I have a lot of students that always ask me, well, which one's better, and I say none of them. I think they're both beautiful.
They're all great, right?
Yeah, they're both beautiful, but they're both very different.
Yes.
And so with film and television, I just wanted the chance to get involved with things that were important to me, but also to really put on the forefront, try and find roles and do things, that was going to help me push being a Latino actor, which was really important,
Right.
and be a face in that spectrum of people who are out there. And I've been blessed with a lot of opportunities working on, started with a lot of background work, just to sort of pay the bills, and then started auditioning and doing student films, and then from there doing feature films, and like everyone else, just working their way up. But it's a hard road. It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
So your personality naturally seems very mellow, like
You think?
steady, right? But you have the ability to be very animated and outgoing. So I know one of the challenges with crossing over from film and TV or going back, or film and theater, going back and forth, is those different levels of energy. So a lot of times theater actors are very big all the time.
Right.
And it's a little harder for them to cross over into TV and bring down those facial expressions and their tone of voice. Did you find, or the opposite, or someone who works in film and TV where everything is very small and subtle?
Yeah.
And then, like for me, it comes a little more naturally. So theater would be more of a challenge to get me to exert myself in that capacity.
Yeah.
Did you find that a challenge?
Yeah, and I think, again, back to teachers, I had the fortune to study with a lot of really great teachers, Bill Esper at the, William Esper Studios, who really helped me with my film and television work, HB Studios in New York. I was a jumper, so I studied at a lot of different schools. I went to the American Musical Dramatic Academy, and I learned very quickly that everything you're feeling in theater as an extrovert, for film and television, how you can start to work on the switch. And this is what I teach my students as well, is tell the story. As we always on stage in theater tell the stories with our bodies, and our voice. With film and television, you tell the story with your eyes. And that's all. And it's all about really bringing all of that focus right into your eyes and putting all that emotion into this. And that's the starting ground of where it is. So it was kind of difficult to learn that at first, and then it was kind of easy to do.
It just clicked, right?
Yeah.
Well, we have a video clip of you acting in film and television. So let's take a look. Yes.
You could take a look. I don't know.
Let's take a break.
Mentiría si te digo que no puedo, que si me dejas no voy a sobrevivir. Te mentiría, pues de amor nadie se muere, que el dolor pasa y se acurruca dentro en mí.
Are you making me a cake?
It was gonna be a surprise, but
I didn't know you could bake.
hey, I can figure some things out from time to time. Now get
Out
on.
of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Kitchen again.
What?
I swear she only listens to you.
Eddie, I think it's best if we talk about it first. And if we could just talk about how
I always knew you would support me, sister.
Eddie, can you explain how that
Can
works
you
again?
please stop it?
Stop what? I think we should all calm down and talk about it a little.
Calm down. I'm sick of it.
That was just a teaser.
I was teased.
That was great. There was some range in there. There's so much to see. I mean, everybody, you have to go to Alex's website so you can watch the full versions of these reels. And of course, I'm sure you don't have all of the material that you've shot over the years, but there's just so much stuff out there.
It's so hard to get too because
It is.
yeah, so many things are just you know, there's a lot of Netflix shows and stuff that Netflix doesn't even let you, you know, download or pick anything you can. So those are always tough.
Sit there and record the TV, right?
Yeah.
I understand. So you do commercial work as well, and that's kind of another category on its own. Commercial can go both ways.
Yeah.
So you like doing commercials?
Well, you know, it's funny. That's where that musical theater training comes in. I feel like the theater training helps the commercial stuff because, you know, it's all about.
Yes, it's all about that smile. Yeah, exactly.
And it's great because when you're having a good day, it's great. But when you're having a really long day, it's you're starting.
And you're really acting.
And but it's I love commercial work. Commercial work is I love working with commercial crews. I think those crews specifically are so much fun because they know that it's a very short spanned job. It takes a lot shorter to film. There to have a good time, create a product, sell it, and move on to the next. You know. I
have a secret to share. I am obsessed with products. So, like, I'm the actress on the commercial, right? And really, the commercial's about the product. And I'm obsessed with how they handle the products, how they place the products, how they photograph the products. I'm like, I am so fascinated by it. When they say, like, oh, you can go take a break while we prepare the product. I'm like, no, I want to watch this.
Isn't it amazing how much time and energy they put towards, you know, a bowl of cereal and how it looks in the lighting and the milk and the, you know, and the glue that they use to make it look like milk. And
I learned so much. I feel like I've become like a female MacGyver, you know. I learned so many tricks watching.
Or like they spray the vegetables with like the perfect, you know, amount of moisture. Like it's such a beautiful technical science.
It is. It's so much fun. And I love photography too. So I love watching the placement of everything and how they just formulate or stage the table or whatever it is, the kitchen, for such beautiful photography. So
it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's such an art, you know, and I think there's a beautiful saying, and I'm sure you've seen it, many people, you know, don't realize how much work it takes to get that final product, especially in the arts for film and television, theater. And people only see the tip of the iceberg, you know, but there's so much to build underneath that water that takes time and work. And unfortunately, most people just get to experience that
15 seconds, right?
Yeah. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, we have some fun commercial clips that we're going to look at. Let's take a look. It's a tease. It's another.
He's about to face a mission that could break him.
for the rush.
Just like your dad. I can't wait to see this.
Me too.
When you stay, you win. Come on and jump right in.
We've got it all from the thrills to the spa
at Chuck Chancy. You in for fun. You can dine, you can drink. It's always better together.
Join in the dance. Come on and take a chance at Chuck Chancy. You in for fun. At Chuck Chancy. You in for fun.
So much fun. I love it.
I love getting popcorn thrown in my face 40 times just for 2 seconds.
That was hilarious.
You know what?
And I love the singing and dancing one.
Watching that was, brought up such a really great memory of a story. Working with those kid actors for that Playing with Fire movie.
Oh, God, that was hilarious.
Working with kid actors is so much fun because, like they say the darnest things.
Thank you.
And all I remember is, working on that scene with the cookie and cutting the cookie. And I remember the female actress, I can't remember her name right now, but she was such a beautiful, talented, young girl. She said, man, we're really torturing this cookie all day, right? She's like, when do we get to eat it? And that's all I remember from shooting that commercial is that girl wanting to eat that cookie.
Yeah. They say if you want to know the truth, ask a kid.
Oh my God, yeah.
So
it's so much fun. They're always fun.
I love them. I have so many TV kids. It has been, I have to say, that's been one of the highlights of my career. It's like having all these television kids that I get to watch grow up because I've worked with them repeatedly, especially my goddaughter Isabella Schmidt. I've been working with her since she was 4 and she's gonna be 12, or just turned 12.
Hi, Isabella.
Hi, Isabella.
Yeah, and I think, especially with my students, I watching them grow and being a part of just planting those seeds in their work. I've had a lot of students who've, gone on to do, Broadway and national tours and do films and television. And it's just been so nice to at least know that you were a little part of their development in some way, shape, or form.
Yes.
And that, it's just been a joy to watch them do that, and that you are a part of that a little bit, It's a nice thing.
It's pretty cool because with a lot of them, I make friends with their moms, so I get to keep up with all the progress in their lives. And, as they grow up, I get to see them get their new cars or whatever it is, It's been such a unique experience.
Yeah. And I've had so many students who I taught who are in their teens who are now in their, 20s, even 30s, and who I still, some of them keep in touch with, and we call and chat and everything. And it's just such a joy to touch base with them and do exactly what you said. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's such a unique experience. I love it. It's one of my favorite things about the industry. So we're going to cut to another commercial break, and we're going to come back and talk about the Actors Channel. Yay!
You need time to stand still or get up and go. You need to unplug or to reconnect with those who matter most. You need to kick back, to dive in, to have your moment in the sun. You need a palace to lift your spirits, to taste the finer things. You need room to feed your soul, to remember why you travel. You need Lowe's. legendary Lowe's Don Cesar Hotel, St. Pete Beach. The room you need.
And we're back with Alex Perez.
I watched that one. I watched that one. You were the one rubbing the feet, right?
Yeah, that's in my hand. So you have to tell us about the Actors Channel. I mean, I want everybody to know about your channel, especially, obviously, actors who can learn from your channel. And it's very entertaining, even if they're not an actor. So, or they have a lot of questions about the industry, because you know how it is. People are just curious. So tell us all about it. How did it start? What's your goal?
Sure. Well, I like I said, it's been a passion project for many, many years, and finally this season has allowed me to really focus all my energy into it. For years, I've been just writing a lot of characters and songs and tidbits, and I wanted to find a way to culminate my teaching experience with my professional experience as a coach, as an actor, as a performer, a writer, a director, and create a platform for actors of all levels. You could be a beginner, intermediate, or even an experienced actor that just wants refreshers, or maybe you're getting back into the business because you haven't done anything in years. This is the channel for you. This is the ability for you to sort of tune in and see different weekly episodes. And it's set up like a TV show where you can binge through a season. Right now, we are actually on Monday, we air the final episode of season 1. And we are working on season 2 episodes, and they're in post-production. And it's all about acting technique. It's all about industry, career, advice, tips, lessons, skits, everything that culminates the ideas of Sesame Street, Saturday Night Live. I loved all those kinds of shows like Pee-wee's Playhouse and Electric Company and all those kinds of, variety style shows that were still rooted in education. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And I loved all that. And for me, because learning, people learn in different ways.
Right.
I was never one to sit in a room and just have a teacher talk at me, or teachers who would be very good at lessons, but was more concerned about the time on the clock and wanting to move on to their next thing.
Sure.
For me, it's all about audio, learning visually as well as hearing something differently. And I really wanted to devise a program that was going to do all that and at the same time learn something, even if it's silly and fun. It gives me a chance to be a clown.
Right. And you have some colorful characters in your show.
Yeah.
As we saw earlier today, Mr. Thespius.
Yeah, we have Thespius. He does quick tips. Trixie the librarian, who does book recommendations.
Oh, she's so cute. I love her.
And what's great about that is, I always get, people who ask me, what are great books to read? And so I thought, well, let's let Trixie, tell the story as to, why it's important to read these books.
Great idea.
And then there's Puggle, which Puggle has been kind of the quiet character this season 1, but he speaks a lot in season 2. But Puggle is the one. He is the local answer to Pitbull. He is a rapper, hip hop rapper. He's known local wide.
Wide.
Pitbull, is worldwide. He's, Mr. 305,
Right.
But this guy, Puggle is Mr. 609, Camden, New Jersey. And we just finished shooting a wonderful music video called Baila, which is all going to be in our dance episode. We have a whole big dance episode coming up. And it's featuring people who submitted videos from all over the world. Bailando. And it's just so good and so much fun. And we even have a guest. If there's a viral video that's been going bonkers right now, seen all around the world, this beautiful young boy, 11-year-old boy who does ballet from Nigeria. He's the one, you see him, it's a viral video that's going on that he does all these beautiful turns in the rain. It's been picked up by Vogue and People magazine. Well, anyway, we contacted him. And him and his teacher submitted work for the video, and we got a great interview with him as well for our episode.
That's amazing. I can't wait to see it.
So much fun. So much
for
fun.
the audience.
Yes. So we're looking to expand. We're looking to, definitely go into lessons and master classes, as well as more fun, more skits, more episodes. And the first 20 episodes are all about the basics.
Right.
Then after season 2, we're going to start really diving into some heavy work. So it's going to be, it's a lot.
That's exciting. I can't wait to see. You have a fan in me.
Thank you. Well, I watched the show too. I've been enjoying your guests. I think it's really fun to see also models on shoots, which is great. Seeing all of that kind of stuff too, which is really wonderful. We're excited, and our subscribership is growing. We're asking for people to just join us, subscribe to our channel on YouTube.
Yes, we have the channel here on the screen.
We have a lot of different platforms. We're on all social media, and how it's devised is YouTube is the main thing. You get all the main lessons there, but then Facebook and Instagram, you get all the little bits. You get quick tips, advice. It's for actors on the go. So if you need inspiration for the day, Wednesdays we release Words of Wisdom. Fridays we release Actor Quest, and it's just all little things to sort of keep inspiration, positivity, motivation, and let people really explore who they are and through the journey with us.
Oh, how exciting! That's great, and it's needed all the time, but especially right now with a lot of people struggling, and that's one of the reasons we created this show was. We didn't want our industry to just be forgotten because we got hit really hard, like many other businesses.
Absolutely.
And so I wanted to do something to give back to my entertainment community and keep that motivation going and just keep positive energy and attitudes, and create hope that it's going to come back to normal.
Yeah, and it's very easy. A beautiful life lesson I learned very early on. I had a wonderful mom who she instilled so much goodness in positivity and outward looking at things. But it's either are you going to sit there and sulk and complain, or do you do something about it? And that has been the driving staple of everything I do in life. Do you sit and there's two kinds of people in this world. There's the people who are creating and doing, and then there's the people who sit back and comment.
Right.
Yeah. And I like to consider myself as the person who's doing and creating.
Well, I think you've achieved that. Very good.
We try.
We have a quick teaser video for the Actors channel. It doesn't do justice to what you actually offer, but it is a cool video. So let's take a look. Yeah, that was a real teaser. That's
Hey, you give what you gotta give.
Right, exactly. But I think, people are going to just be blown away if they haven't been to your channel yet. So again, we encourage everybody to go out and check out the Actors channel on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and they're in for a real treat. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back and see some samples of what you have on your show.
At Taco John's, you can expect one thing, so good. As in quality ingredients used in tacos and burritos made just for you. Every single bite.
So good.
Expect nothing less at Taco John's.
Okay.
You were the chicken nugget. I saw that.
You heard me. You heard the nugget in the taco. Yeah.
That was good method. Good method acting.
Thank you. I am a chicken nugget. Okay, so we're gonna watch a quick video on making an entrance. This is so important for actors, any stage of acting, but especially beginners who just don't know what to expect when they walk into a room. So let's take a look at just a clip of the video. Your videos are usually like about 12 minutes, would you say?
Yeah, and that's on purpose. That's so it can, it's for people on the go, or even people, if you're sitting in an audition room and you're waiting, it's a little source of inspiration that you have in your pocket. Pull out your phone, watch an episode, and be inspired, and get in that room and get that job.
Definitely, definitely. Okay, let's take a look at this teaser. We're full of teasers today.
You want to make a really good impression when you're first walking into the room. Do you know that sometimes casting directors know exactly who they're going to cast just by the way they walk into a room? It's all about your energy. It's all about your personal power and how you bring that joy and spirit and that passion of your soul into the room. Sometimes a little too much is too much, and sometimes we're not giving enough. How do you really make sure you're giving the best expression of you? What you always have to remember when you're walking into a room is that you are your own walking business card. Just as much as you use a headshot, a resume, or even a postcard, the way you walk into a room is also an extension of that. So here are a couple of steps that we're going to take to sort of help you enhance who you are and make a good impression. One of the things that I tell all my students is breathe. You're human, and sometimes we forget to breathe. Breathing in and out is one of the most important things, believe it or not, because you're holding in tension when you're holding in your breath. It also affects body language. Yep, body language. Breathing correctly puts body language into a great disposition. You want to make sure that not only are you focused on your breathing, but also your spine alignment. There's a difference between standing like this and standing like this. And you can actually see that as you walk into the room as well. To make sure that your body is aligned and resting with shoulders rested, that you're not showing any tension in the neck, shoulders, and forehead. There's a lot of forehead tension here. Forehead tension, forehead tension. Breath allows all those tensions to ease up.
I love it.
Watching, I never, watching that back is like, wow, that's a lot of information.
It is. There's so many good bits of information in there.
Yeah, I think it was purposefully devised in a way for people to just sort of pick out whatever they want to get out of it. You may see one episode in one way, and then you may watch it again and be like, oh, this is something else. But God, it's so important to understand your own body language and your own breath and spine alignment. And not only for auditions, but also for performances, where it's so important for on stage, on theater, when a character walks into a room, what is that character's history? What is that person saying just by walking in, without having to say a word? And I think a lot of people forget about that.
Right. It's so true. There's there's so many questions I could ask you about each video. I mean, it would take hours.
Let's just stay together. So, let's just Q&A for the rest of the pandemic.
Alex, tell me about how to portray your superpower in 10 seconds.
I think it's in our show, what we talk about with the superpower, what that really means is, what is it that you have that no one else has? And a lot of people are shy with understanding what that is, because they feel that maybe their insecurity or their freckles or anything physical they may have on their face is actually, that's your superpower. My superpower, for example, is that I'm Latino, and that's, look at that. That's your superpower right there. And what makes you different, and what about you is that inner beauty and outer beauty, because it's not just the outside stuff, but about in the inside as well. And if you channel those moments and those little bits about you, that is what helps you become powerful in that audition room or on screen. It's about.
Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
I was gonna say that's such a great example, and it's funny that you mentioned that because that's one of the things I learned. I used to cover my nose with foundation and get rid of the freckles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, summer would pass and I'm like, oh no, I got to lighten my freckles. And I would be stressed out about it. And then I started to realize, you know what? These are unique. I don't really know many other actresses, especially Latinas, that have all these freckles. So,
yeah.
I do my makeup all over my face except my nose.
Yeah, I mean, you have to work with everything that I don't know why people put that in our heads. You know, it must be.
That's an imperfection. Get rid of it. No, acting is about being a real person.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the most humanly possible thing you can do. And it's, for a lot of us, it's really hard to accept. But once you learn how to accept that, it opens up so many doors for you. And that's the joy of it, you know?
Right. Okay, so there's so many things we could cover, but there's one in particular that I really want to cover, and that's overcoming the F word in our business. And no, it's not the 4-letter one. Tell us which word that is.
Fart.
Fart. No, not that one.
Oh, when you walk into a room and you fart.
Yeah.
How do you? No, it's another one. Well, actually, it kind of means two: fear, but also failure.
Yes.
You know, overcoming fear is one attached to what we just talked about. You know, embracing your imperfections and understanding that you need to do a lot of research and really understand that the more researched you are as an actor, the more confidence you're going to have walking into that room to audition. And so we talk a lot about that in that episode, about just overcoming the fear factor, but also understanding failure and understanding that through failure, you get to accomplish learning so much more about yourself than if you never fail. A lot of people love to beat themselves down because they mess up with something or they fail in a different way that may seem wrong for them. But actually, failure is the key to success. We as human beings, we grow up little babies. We what do? We don't know how to walk. We don't know how to crawl. But we learn those things by failure. And you know, that whole episode just basically talks about what it is to understand why we need to fail in order to succeed.
Yes. Let's take a peek at that episode.
Awesome.
Because I really want everybody, I mean, if there's one episode they watched, that's one they really have to watch. I mean, you'd be crazy not to watch all of them. But this one, yeah, all of them, every single one. This one is, I think we need to watch it every day, to be honest with you. So let's take a look at overcoming the F word, failure.
Sometimes we walk into an audition room, we're in the middle of a performance, and we get so caught up in our heads, maybe thinking in our heads about how we did a certain thing. Maybe sometimes our voice can crack, or sometimes we sing the wrong note. Maybe it's just even a conversation with a casting director. You walk into the room and it's like, hi, yeah, and you start to have nervous laughter. By the way, if you want tips on how to walk into a room, make an entrance, or exit a room properly for an audition, click on this link. Point is this: it's about upward and onward, moving on. Leave everything in the past. That's why it's called the past. Don't think about it so much. Don't let it sit in your head. Let it go. If you're freezing in the middle of an audition, don't let that cold bother you anyway. I think there's a song written about that somewhere. Moving on, cut, print, next. Actors forget their lines every single day. Don't worry about it. That's part of the job. You are human. You can fail. It's okay. One of the amazing things that I like to do is keep a journal of my auditions. I like to sort of look back and take note. Oh, this is something I could have worked on here. This is something I could have worked on there. The audition room is a very sacred space between you and the casting directors. It's a moment for you to show your vulnerability and at the same time give yourself the opportunity to show a little bit of your personality. How you react to how you messed up is very important. If you hang on to the messing up part or the nodding no, say I'm singing a song and then I mess up and then I'm just like, and I'm showing that physically, that's not good. It's actually very professional to own the mistake and move on, as opposed to indicating that you did something wrong. Excuses are not your friend. If you finish an audition piece and then start talking about how, you know, you're not feeling well today, that's an excuse. Don't do it.
Cut, print, next. I like that.
Absolutely. I think
good stuff. And you know what? It's not just for acting. I mean, these are tips for life, for any business that you work in, for anything that you're pursuing. We fail.
Yeah.
It happens. Like you said, we're human.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the more we accept it and the more we understand that, it is a fact of life. You have to go through that. A lot of people, I think just a lot of us are too afraid to fail as a society. But failing miserably is really good.
Yeah. I wish I had the image with me. There's this image that I love that shows the road to success. And it's like,
And even when you're succeeding and you're at the top of the game, you're still failing.
Yeah, it happens. You got to pick yourself up and keep on going.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Mercury agents everywhere are saving people hundreds and are also there to help save the day.
That was fast. You covered.
Thanks, agents.
Watch out!
That's my car!
Don't worry. We're here to help.
For savings and service above the rest, you can count on Mercury. We're on a mission to save you money.
Mercury. Hey there! We're back with Alex.
Hey.
So, Alex, I have a question for you.
Uh-oh.
You said that you didn't think boasting about auditions on social media was like the greatest thing to do, right? Yeah. That's our job. Our job is to audition. Yeah. But what about boasting about bookings? What's your take on that?
I think personally for me, I think it's a big disrespect to the entire production crew and the entire production team who work so hard as artists to keep a secret and not, it's like Michelangelo never revealed his paintings until he was ready to release them. It's a very irresponsible for an actor to be posting, pictures on set or pictures, unless they're getting obviously, permission from the crew. But there's a reason why we sign NDAs, and forms and things. And I see a lot of actors disrespecting that and constantly posting all the time on social media. It's really it's a toxic environment because you're not respecting the craft. You're not respecting the art or the creation of that piece of work. It's fine if you do it after it's released, if that's something you want to do, great. But, as actors and as performers, we should just be proud of our work. We do what we do and we move on. And we actually have, I think, episode 11, the first episode in season 2, which premieres September 7th.
Okay, a month from today.
Yeah, it's all about actors and social media and what to do on social media. So
good. I know there's a lot of talk about that. And of course, I'm in the actor circle, especially in my local community. I mean, I do things nationally and internationally, but as an actor, you get to know all your local actors. We're at the same auditions. So there's a lot of talk about that. Did you see what so-and-so posted? And do you think that was right? Or sometimes I'll text people and say, take that down. You're going to get in trouble,
Yeah. I think it's just a matter of understanding that things need to be respected because if it's not your project, think about that writer. Think about the writer who wrote that. Think about the director who's trying to work tirelessly, or those editors or those producers to reveal their product when they're ready to reveal their product. And you're just an actor in that giant bubble of work.
Right.
And I think your job is just to be respectful of that, process, and respect the work and not have to put it out there. Now, if you're given permission, that's a whole other thing.
Sure.
But, the initiative really is, it's not really important to have to put it out there.
Right. Good. Excellent. Well, thank you for that. So, Alex, before we go, I'd like to know, I have 2 more questions because this is what, everything that we've shared with the audience is just like food for their creative souls, right? Mm-hmm. But that as an artist, any kind of artist, we we have to deal with a lot of challenges, and it's just a very difficult career or industry to be successful in. You know, we're constantly getting knocked down. So what would you say has been your biggest challenge in this career of yours?
I think the biggest challenge is keeping your head up, and finding ways to understand that it's not about you, not personalizing or you know, getting very, very involved in decisions that are being made. I can't tell you how many projects I've been cast in, and then they would call the day before and say, "Listen, we're not going through this because producers said blah 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 to blah blah blah, and we're not going to go with this project anymore."
Right.
You know, you have no control over any of those kinds of things. You can't attach yourself to any single thing. You just have to do what you do, and do it with heart, do it with passion. And if the cards fall, they fall. If they don't, they don't. I mean, yes, I've had a lot of wonderful, blessed opportunities that I'm so grateful for. But with that came hundreds and hundreds of other opportunities that I never had a chance to be a part of.
The F word.
Absolutely. So, you know, it's all about keeping your head up above the water and understand that everybody has a path, everybody has a journey, and you have yours, you know, and you make it happen. As any opportunities that come your way, you try and make that happen.
That's great. Thank you so much, Alex, for everything that you've shared with us today.
Absolutely.
You're such a blessing to our show. And
thank you.
We're going to keep an eye on what you're doing.
Well,
I have subscribed.
We're going to keep an eye on you too.
Hey! Thank you. Awesome.
So, we love you, Jenny from the blog.
I love you too. So cool. I love your spirit. Love your energy. I'm so excited for you and the Actors Channel. Everybody make sure to check him out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at the Actors Channel, and of course subscribe to him on YouTube and get started. Watch season 1 before season 2 comes out. Thespius, I will see you again.
Oh, yay! Next time I want a whole hour with me.
Oh, okay. We can work on that. Awesome. Thank you again, Alex. If you want to sit in the backstage, I'll be with you in just a moment. But everyone, this was Alex Perez, the founder of the Actors Channel. I was going to say the Alex Channel. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it.
Our pleasure. Okay, everyone. Thank you again for tuning in to Entertainment Buzz. It's been such a great show. Make sure to keep up with Alex Perez. His website is www.alexpereznyc.com. And make sure to stay tuned for next week's show. We have another actress who'll be joining us. She's a spokesperson and brand ambassador for Slim Fast. Her name is Hazley Lopez. She is actually local to our area. A lot of our talent have not been from Florida. Some of them have been, but she is a Central Florida-based actress and spokesperson full of energy. She's a pageant director, spokesperson, brand ambassador, model, actress. I mean, we just have the most amazing people on the show. So make sure you stay tuned next week to check out Hazley. And before we go, we want to thank our sponsor of the day, which is the Tea Room Experience. One of my favorite things to do is have tea time. And here is a great video of the Tea Room Experience, which is located in downtown Orlando. It serves afternoon tea. You have to call and make reservations. They now also offer takeout. And I have to tell you, this is a well-kept secret, and it's an endangered pastime. So please support your local tea room wherever you are in the country. It's such an amazing experience. It's not just for girls either. This is an English tradition for English families, and it was brought here, of course, by our mother country. And it's such a great experience that a lot of people just don't know about. So bring your kids to the tea room, teach them some etiquette, and feed them some delicious treats. So go out and support your Orlando tea room experience. And of course, make sure to follow the Florida National News Network on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and of course, my Instagram page, which is Jenny Rosario 08. And to advertise on our show or become a sponsor of a show, please email us at ads@floridanationalnews.com. I'm your host, Jenny Rosario de Casiano, and I truly cannot wait to see you again next week. This is a highlight of my day. And I have to say one more thing before I go. Today is August 7th, 2020, and it is my fourth anniversary with my wonderful husband, Orlando. There's a picture from our wedding. Happy anniversary, Orlando. I love you. We have a wonderful weekend planned. Okay, everyone, have a blessed weekend. See you next week.